E60. Now, a special E60 feature, the new old school.
This isn't a flashback. This is the first ever Ultimate B-Boy Championship. Not in 1982, but in August 2010. 8 crews from across the globe face off for a $50,000 grand prize in Las Vegas. Don't call it a comeback, because breaking faded, but never died.
First of all, why not call it breakdancing?
The word breakdancing does not come from hip-hop. It comes from the media. The original name of the dance was called Bboying, or B-boy originally meant Bronx boy. Breakdancing, I guess, came from somebody that tried to make it easier to understand for someone that wasn't from within our world.
That world was the South Bronx, the epicenter of the burgeoning hip-hop movement that helped turn b-boying into an American pop phenomenon.
Back in the days when I was b-boying, it wasn't just something you did, it was something that you lived, because it was in its infancy stages. Everything was being created.
B-boying still rests on the foundation built by the likes of Mr. Freeze and Crazy Legs. It consists of 4 primary components. Top rock, the series of steps done in the standing position. Power moves, acrobatic maneuvers requiring tremendous strength. Down rock, the high-speed footwork done at ground level. And freezes, the stylish poses that end a routine.
During my peak moments, I busted my ass training the way any athlete or competitor would train to be at the top of their game, and that's what it's all about.
We knew that then it was going to explode. And we also knew it was going to be destroyed in some way, and it was for quite some years. It was a mockery.
Everyone, it seemed, was trying to be the next Crazy Legs or Mr. Freeze, from the First Lady to the Prince of Wales. Breaking had become a commercialized mainstream fad.
Space up, free, move your body to the beat.
We live in the greatest country in the world, but some people saw that there was a way to make some money off of this. To make a long story short, breakers started to look like a bunch of clowns. We were looked at as just garbage.
As the 80s became the 90s, the b-boy craze burned out in the US, but took off overseas. Different cultures applied their own unique stamps, from Russian b-boys who dance like Cossacks to the Brazilians who borrow from capoeira. But nowhere did it gain a stronger foothold than in the Far East. Now, 20 years later, the world's best b-boys don't just have soul, they're from soul.
The Koreans, the things that caught their eye were the head spins and the back spins and the windmills. And these are the things that came into Korea first, so that they didn't even know about all that other stuff, about the dancing part, about the flavor and how you look. They just want to spin really fast for really long.
The Republic of Korea is proud of its b-boys. The government markets them to tourists and funds the R16 International, a massive annual b-boy battle held in Seoul's Olympic Park. Even as b-boying is taken off all over the globe, a die-hard group of American b-boys survives. Driven by their passion, they dream of a day when they can support themselves professionally, just like other elite athletes. Most now are unable to make a living as b-boys, although some, like 30-year-old Bboy Crumbs, scrape by.
I've never worked a normal job a day in my life. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody, you know, because it is a struggle. It's blood, sweat, years, and tears. Breaking hasn't blown up in the United States where it was created yet. That's what needs to change. People need to start supporting their own.
Which brings us back to Las Vegas. The Ultimate B-Boy Championship this summer was a multi-million-dollar production held at MGM's Grand Garden Arena. emceed and co-organized by Mr. Freeze, it was an attempt to grab the attention of the American sports mainstream.
What we're looking at doing is making it pretty much like a UFC, like the NFL, the NBA. I want these b-boys to be looked at as 𝗕𝗗𝐂𝐺𝐻 or Chuck Liddell. Why can't they walk in the street and be heroes and be sponsored?
All the training, all the years, the practicing in the garage for years and years, it all leads up to something like this.
For the first time ever, welcome to the UBC Ultimate B-Boy Championship.
The single elimination tournament featured crews from around the world.
Represent Russia hard. If you don't know, today you will know.
A panel of American b-boy pioneers scored each crew on its command of b-boy fundamentals, power, style, and transitions. Early upsets saw the Koreans and Brazilians both eliminated in the first round. But the final, fittingly, flashed back to the 80s, to the days of the evil empire, a Cold War redux. The California crew from Los Angeles versus Top 9 crew from St. Petersburg, Russia.
Feel good like a sex machine. James Brown, rest in peace, man.
Even as both crews demonstrated their remarkable virtuosity, it was clear the American audience favored their countrymen.
The winning crew for $50,000 with the bragging rights of being #1 in the world. Who won? Top 9 from Russia.
Redemption for the American b-boys will have to wait. For now, they remain prophets without honor on their native soil. But that troubles them only slightly, because they see themselves as part of something bigger, something that transcends nationality. Like America itself, breaking is a melting pot. From many cultures, one art/sport.
Hip-hop, it's much more than just a hip and hop. You know, it's a culture. It's a big, big culture.
It attracts every nationality. We don't all speak the same language, but when we dance, we speak the same language.
This dance represents a unity that didn't exist until we got into hip-hop. And the fact that it's bringing people together the way it has, that's the beauty of it.